You know, when you're Moroccan, you want to come back to the roots. At the end of the day, it's not just the money or living in Manhattan or living in London. When you're Moroccan, you come back to Morocco.
Actually, the date it was founded is pretty funny because it was founded in 1929, which is one of the worst
in the middle
years
of
for
crisis.
financial markets.
Because when you think finance, you don't think Morocco, you think Japan, London, New York.
Right.
So we have an executive education center based in Casablanca to be closer to where the business happens, and it's
I don't
located.
think we all want to be going to Ifran.
I mean,
especially not in January.
So today we are the first private trading company to really embrace the utility of this technology.
I would not call it Bloomberg, but it's a small.
Why not? Why not? Right?
Why not?
Why not?
We might
The
call
Moroccan
it a different
version
name.
of-
Maybe,
the Moroccan
maybe.
version of Bloomberg. Right.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of Out of the Office podcast, where we'll be discussing financial markets. I am your host today, Ben Ali Ashraf, founder at Ben Bridge Consulting in Casablanca, and I have here with me 4 guests from educational and financial sectors. I'll start with Hamza Al-Bukhari. He's the head of international investment at CDG Capital Gestion. Simo Indalusi, he's the founder and CEO of Lotus Capital. Sarah Benani, she's the executive educational director at Akhawan University, also known as AOI. And lastly, Shema Al-Habousi, she's the head trading desk at Lotus Capital. Thank you once again for being here.
Thank you.
Hamza Al-Bukhari, we would like to know your background, your experience at CDG Capital Gestion, and what do you do at CDG Capital Gestion?
First, thank you for having me. To start with my background, I'm a pure product of French higher education, to be honest. But then I had the chance to work in many different banks, in German bank, UK bank, and US one. So I had the chance to see a different way of doing things. But at the end, I felt the need to come back to Morocco because I think it's a land of opportunities. And there's a lot of things to do that I couldn't see myself doing there. So I wanted to come back. I had the chance to be recruited by the CDG, which is very interesting because they were pushing to do new things and everything. As for now, it's more different than what I used to do. I was more doing trading on products like ETFs and everything. In Morocco, it's more about fund management and everything. So it's a little bit different, but at the end of the day, we're doing the same thing. I'm still doing international, not the local market, but through that, I can see what's going on. It gives me time to manage my expectation and to get used and adjust to the Moroccan market.
Well, very good to know. Now, next question, how would you describe the Moroccan financial market?
Okay, to simplify things, I'm not going to get into how stock market and everything is really useful to the economy. It's a well-known thing, not just from Morocco. But to understand, first, Morocco is mainly a bond market to start with. And as you all know, bonds help actually finance the economy, infrastructures, new projects and everything. But we also have like equity market that is through the Casablanca Stock Exchange. It has many goals. It's very ambitious. We still lack many things, but at the end of the day, we're hoping to become like a hub for Africa and stuff like that. And everyone is working to make it happen. It takes time, but we're like the second stock exchange in Africa. The capitalization is around like $70 billion.
Right.
Actually, the date it was founded is pretty funny because it was founded in 1929, which is one of the worst
In the middle
years
of
for
crisis.
financial markets.
True.
But at the end, it's kind of old. So we're getting there. Regulation takes time, but we have a lot of actors willing to do things. We're still missing a lot of products. For now, it's mainly equities. We have to improve like liquidity. We have to improve like transparency, having more trading platforms and things like that. But also like we need what we call small and medium enterprises to help them maybe navigate that thing to get into the stock market. It's going to help them like build things and go bigger. But for now, it's not easy because even the mentality in Morocco, it's like they don't see it as a way to help the economy. For them, it's like almost like gambling. So we need to have more awareness and stuff like that. And we work closely with the stock exchange, with the regulator and everything on new projects like green bonds, like Sukuk, like all the ESG, because when you look outside in Europe and US, everyone is doing like ESG stuff.
ESG.
Right.
And it's the main subject we need to focus on, especially because we want to be a pioneer in Africa. We want to help build new things. So it's important to work on those things.
Absolutely.
So I think we're kind of late, but it's never too late, and we still have time to do those things. And the good thing is that we have people willing to do it.
Right. Well, thank you for the clarification. Thank you once again. Let me take it over to Simo Inderusi. Given the fact that me, myself, I used to live in the U.S. most of my life, can you describe me that feeling? What made you choose that return to Morocco? How did you start Lotus Capital? Give me, if you can describe your journey so far.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Pleasure is mine.
It's a pleasure being here and being pioneering this type of podcast in Morocco, and obviously talking to the world, because Morocco has a lot to say, right?
Right.
But we just need the outlets. So yes, I spent over like say 10, 11 years in North America between the US and Canada. What I could tell you, plain and simple, in a nutshell, that what I've learned there is I've worked with heavy hitters. I've been around finance for over 10, 15 years now, both real estate, finance, capital raising, you name it. But what I've learned is that I learned discipline and become a bulldozer, which means you start something and you finish it from point A to point B. So Lotus Capital stems from this. So basically, when I want to come back to Morocco, when you're Moroccan, you want to come back to the roots.
True.
At the end of the day, it's not just the money or living in Manhattan or living in London like Hamza did. I'm sure you sacrifice a lot to come back to the country. So whether you have a passport of another country or when you're Moroccan, you come back to Morocco at a certain point in life. So I wanted to build something that has an impact. So I knew that there's a dinosaur market, like Hamza said. So we're going to freshen up the market a little bit. So I founded Lotus Capital with this mentality, with this spirit. So Lotus Capital right now, if I had to explain it, again, I like to keep things simple. So we're a fintech. Locally, we have really two arms, or let's say two aims, both locally and internationally. So I would say the local perspective is, let's start with the international, because we started with an international perspective, is that we're exclusive to a hedge fund in Europe. And I'm happy and proud that a Moroccan company can lock such a contract. We help them with the decision making. As you know, in the financial markets, it's all buying and selling.
Right.
Knowing the best time to buy and sell an asset is key to your success and performance. So we build a tech, we build technology, and we use an AI, obviously, and massive sets of data. We help build the right decision making for this company. And I'm happy that a Moroccan company can export such service. Because when you think finance, you don't think Morocco, you think Japan, London, New York.
Right.
And now we're following the national, let's say, national, how would you call that? The national philosophy, like with our majesty, everything, like we want to make Morocco as a financial hub. But how do you make this a financial hub? You want actors, you want players to make it a financial hub. So each company has to do its own job to make this a financial hub. It's not it's not a company game. It's a whole ecosystem. So I would love for Lotus Capital to be in that ecosystem, driving growth. And obviously on the international part, like I said, we help with the decision making. And locally, we work as a fintech. So basically as a tech company. So we built a SaaS, a software as a service. It's basically a terminal. It's like a small mini Bloomberg. I would not call it Bloomberg, but it's a small.
Why not? Why not, right?
Why not?
Why not?
We might
The
call
Moroccan
it a different
version
name. Maybe.
The Moroccan version of Bloomberg.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So what I want to do is build something that's going to last and impact the market. So this is why we might license out this software to corporate players, and we might start some discussions with these people and cookie cutter it to their needs. So basically, that's what, in a nutshell, what Lotus Capital is.
Well, great. Thank you. So this is basically what Lotus Capital does. How about I'm going to deepen our conversation with you, and I'm going to ask you, why did you choose Casablanca?
Casablanca, because of the tramway. I know.
I believe they have that in Rabat as well. So that's...
I'm sorry, we got some Rabati guys.
And Bourse cities are on the way.
We'll start another problem now.
All right.
So you have to, just to touch base on the technology, BlackRock, right? BlackRock uses a software called Aladdin. Aladdin is basically, they rely heavily on their technology to take a decision for their markets. That's our little Aladdin. We built a small Aladdin for us, and we might help the market with this technology. Coming back to Casablanca, again, it's my hometown, right? It's the Moroccan Economic Center.
Right.
And if you could compare it to Casablanca, I would compare it to any, like you look at CFC, you look at this, it's like cities coming out of nowhere. And honestly,
CFC, which is for the audience, Casablanca Finance City.
Yeah, which I will let my colleague, well, not colleague, but say the other guests talk a little bit more about it. But I know big schools and institutions are going to CFC right now to build that kind of hub. So Casablanca, I know there's a lot of, I recruit traders. Again, we recruit people, traders, we train them and everything. And I knew Casablanca is the heart of it all. It's like, this is where it happens. So it was just a logical choice.
Speaking of recruiting, which leads us to Lotus Capital Academy. What can you tell us about Lotus Capital Academy?
Who told you about it?
Well, we found out somehow.
Wow, you got some nice spice. Nah, Lotus Capital Academy, it came logically. It's a continuity to Lotus Capital. Again, I'm not going to go deeper into that subject, but we found out there's a big gap in the market when we wanted to recruit.
In terms of?
In terms of talent.
Okay.
We found out, you might chip in that as well. Because
international talents are too expensive.
Okay.
We talked about it last time. Right? But the talent and how hard it was to train people, it's downtime. It costs money and time. And honestly, I was like, you know what? We don't have time to train people inside the company because we're here to make money for the company. We have targets, and we got to hit those perfs and targets, and we don't have time to train them. So let's build an academy next to the company and train people. We're a recruiter, so I recruit traders. We know what we need in a trader in terms of talent, in terms of academia.
Technically speaking, when we mentioned talent, will that require eventually those, eventual traders, would they be able to integrate the financial market with the financial background?
Great question.
Right. Otherwise?
Sure. So here's the thing. We can teach few types of traders. First of all, the current workforce. Traders that work at banks, CDG and everything, we can enhance their skills. Like even doctors still go to fairs and Congress. They can go to fairs around the world because they need to learn what's out there in medicine.
Right.
Traders need to learn as well. That's why education is key. So you got to have a continuity in education. People think by knowing 2-3 indicators, they know how to read a chart, and they're traders. And we know, I have an anecdote. I mean, I learned, a lot of people brag about making money in trading. Let me brag by losing money in trading. I mean, during COVID, we lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. My bad. I was looking for a get rich quick scheme. No, it's not a get rich quick scheme.
It's not about unregulated courses. I
believe. Yeah, unregulated courses. I mean, imagine this. I'll put you in a position here. Imagine a guy looking for a quick buck, teaching another guy on how to make a quick buck. This is a recipe for disaster, right? So this is why it got this bad connotation, bad scams or this and that. But it's a real profession. You got to learn it, and you got to get educated in it.
And I believe this is where Lotus Capital comes to place to help people avoid the scam.
Well, it's not Lotus Capital. It's basically the academy. It's basically the academy part,
right,
which is a different business unit run by different people. Well, at Lotus Capital, but we partner up with academia. I mean, these programs are developed by, first of all, internal professionals at Lotus, faculty of these universities, and external professionals. So we made sure we give the best of the best to these people. So not only they can work for themselves as independent traders, but they can also work for banks. When the banks know they have a certificate or an executive master, because it depends on what type of degree they can get at the end of their program, banks will know they went through all of this education, and that's going to save a lot of time for banks to recruit these traders, or they can work for Lotus Capital.
Speaking of recruitment, that will take me to Benari, Sarah, who will tell us about the role of universities in building talents, and more particularly Al Akhawain University.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me and for giving me the opportunity to discuss about the role of the universities that you can still cannot find here in Morocco, but we're here to change that in order to train those people. So to me, the role of the universities is capital, because basically, what does a university do by offering executive education? It just offers a tool that is very, very important for all of the leaders, the managers, the middle managers to enhance their capacities, okay? So basically, what we do is we create a bridge in executive education between the industry, between the academia and what we can bring. And we gather people in order to offer them like upgrading of their knowledge. As you said, doctors go to conferences. Why traders wouldn't go to other classes? Sure. Yeah. So this is very important. We also offer them networking opportunities because when they gather, they can speak about what they're facing at work, how life is as being a trader, for example. And this is very, very rich as an experience. At AUI, we believe that we can offer, or we aim to offer, a transformative journey. So whether we're proposing an executive certificate in leadership or in trading or whatever specific subject we're discussing, now today it's the executive certificate in trading that we're talking about, that we are very, very thrilled to launch with Lotus Capital and Lotus Capital Academy. I mean, we are here to help those people be better version of themselves. And we are here to respond to the market who is asking to recruit these people. So basically, all of these companies, Lotus Capital, banks, CDG, are our final clients. Our final clients as a university are the companies. And we should be able to offer them all of the knowledge they need in order for them to recruit the best people and the people that fit to what the market really needs. That's why we are here, and that's why executive education exists, and that's why in this specific topic, we are very happy to announce that we will be launching the executive certificate in trading with Lotus Capital.
We're very happy as well.
Excellent.
Very happy. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Excellent. In hindsight, Sarah, how would AUI, more particularly Al Akhawayn University, serve the financial markets?
Well, thank you so much for that. As I just said, we're launching the executive certificate in trading with Lotus Capital in partnership with them, and I'll be more specific and give dates so that people can enroll very quickly. So you can start enrolling by October 22nd, and the first day of class will be in Casablanca by December 6th. So I'll be happy to have all these people who are interested into the certificate and into the trading enrolled in this program, who is beautifully made. I think we have the academic legitimacy because it's been built by people from the sector of trading, professionals and faculty. So they're both gonna have, let's say, all of the legitimacy comes from all of the academic background. That is really important, but also the people who are hands-on. So what we give them is really a transformative experience. You're not just going to read about trading. You're going to practice trading. And I think this is very important for them in order to be really what the market needs and what the market expects. And this is our role at AUI, at Executive Education, to bring those people to the market. So I expect you all on October 22nd for this program.
Good to hear. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. You just mentioned in Casablanca, given the fact that, Al Akhawayn University that we all know, it is located in Ifrane.
Exactly.
Now you mentioned Casablanca. Do you guys have a division in Casablanca?
So we have an executive education center based in Casablanca to be closer to where the business happens, which is a very smart thing to do, I believe. And it's
I don't
located...
think we all want to go into Ifrane, especially not in January.
I mean, Ifrane is a very beautiful city, and the campus has really, I would say, a DNA. Like, when you go there, you really feel like the vibe of AUI, which I think is a real thing when you're an alumnus, and I've met many alumni, and there's a real bond between them and the university. But it's just, we understand that people are working in Casablanca, Rabat, in this kind of markets, and we came closer to them to offer them, that kind of experience, still our AUI DNA, but with the business touch of Casablanca.
Okay.
Great.
Interesting. Thank you for that. That will lead me to speak a little bit more technical, and I'll find no better person to speak about it but Shema somehow in the air, could you tell me the role of technology in trading?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for having me today with you guys. And basically to have a close-up look to the significant role of technology in trading. Well, I mean, internationally, what you should know is that there's a big shift into quantitative and algorithmic trading, and it had a big impact on the industry. So basically what you should know is that 80% of the trades today on global markets are executed through algorithms. And that's because they can process huge amounts of data and execute trades at a very, very high speed. But here in Morocco, for example, well, we're still trying to catch up with the international, but we still see that there's some transformation coming up. And I would like to give as an example Lotus Capital. So today we are the first private trading company to really embrace the utility of this technology. And literally, we've just developed our own terminal, which is completely in-house, and we call it LCP. So LCP stands for Lotus Capital Platform, and it's a complex platform actually that basically supports our daily operations and allows us to deploy our algos. So we've got over 55 algos deployed, and they process huge amounts of data, okay? Far beyond what any trader could process manually. Yeah, that's for sure.
Which is right. I mean, nobody can trade as fast as the machine, right? I'm not trying to say anything wrong about no one, but I'm sorry. You cannot call yourself a trader just because you know how to buy and sell. And today, obviously, you're not at the forefront of trading if you don't use technology. Technology should be your slave, and you should use it as much as possible.
For sure. So yeah, this is why it's very important today to have like a grasp on quantitative aspects and trade automation, because it really what would set you apart, whether you're a trader or a financial institution.
Well, thank you. But yet, Shema, that was a bit technical. Is there a way we can simplify it more?
Well, actually, what I would say is that Moroccan traders rely solely on technical analysis. Well, it could be useful, but it's not completely reliable. You know what I mean? So practically with my team, I mean, technical analysis would represent 5% of our overall market study. Wow. But to generate alpha, well, traders need to be looking at the basics of the foundational elements of the assets that they're trading in the first place. I mean, let's take, for example, if you're trading an index, well, at least you need to be looking at the financial health of the underlying stocks. Right. This would include balance sheets, income statements, cash flow.
All types of financial statements.
Exactly. Right. And this is exactly what we refer to as fundamental analysis. But even with a very good fundamental edge, I mean, you still need to backtest your strategy over time to really determine their statistical significance, because historical data may not be also completely reliable. Okay. Unfortunately, this is still lacking within a lot of traders that I meet with today. And given all of this, we understand now why it's very challenging to recruit traders. I mean, over the past year at Lotus Capital, I had to decline over, I would say, 500 applicants.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
don't look at me.
I would say...
You're the head trading desk. And I'm sure there's been a lot of denials.
I'm pretty sure that's over 500. And it's because candidates, they come from informal educational backgrounds. And this is exactly what pushed us to launch our program through LCA in collaboration with Morocco's top universities such as Akhawain. And yeah, we're very excited to launch this and maybe change the whole landscape within this field.
See, so we're the solution to the problem. So once again, we're back at it.
I like the solution to the problem.
I actually think so, you know, because universities at the end of the day, like I said before, are really this bridge between the professional world, the corporate universe, and the academia. And we should be that bridge. We should be able to deliver traders that you are going to recruit at the end of the day. And that's exactly why we're launching this program. There's a market need, and we are here to respond to that need. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, I am sure that with the content of the executive certificate in trading, we're going to be able to help companies recruit very, very good traders and that are Moroccan products. And I think this is very important for Morocco and for Africa to have Moroccan and African products.
Okay, great.
Great.
That was very enlightening. Such a fruitful discussion. Having you was a pleasure. Thank you, Shema. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Hamza. I definitely look forward to the next sit down with you. We now know what Lotus Capital Academy is up for with Al Akhawain University. And that was the first episode of Out of the Office podcast. Thank you once again, and see you next time.